Welcome back. This is another episode of the Truebit Talk Show. Hey everybody, my name is Justin. You're on Fast Entrepreneur. Nothing I ever say is financial advice. You always got to do your own research. Let's get into it. But first, it wouldn't be a Truebit Talk Show without these. There we go. Look at that. They fit right over my glasses. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So, Truebit Talk Show. I figured I'd just take a few moments here. This is not an endorsement, but this is what I'm drinking at the moment here. Got a lot of pollen growing in the air, flowing and flying. We've got pretty humid today. Let's get into it. So, what I wanted to talk about, but first, I like to Truebit. I like to Truebit. I like to Truebit. Truebit. Man, it's gonna be good. All right, if you've been following the channel, then you know I am a fan of Truebit protocol. And to be honest with you, still trying to figure it out. But I want to kind of talk to you about why I think this thing is so big. In my mind, I've been playing it up as we had the Bitcoin era, we had the Ethereum era, and now it's possibly the Truebit era. Why is Truebit maybe that important? Well, let's take a step back. You ever heard of a guy named Ray Kurzweil? Ray Kurzweil. See, some people call Ray Kurzweil like the rightful heir to Thomas freaking Edison. I mean, they maybe didn't say freaking in the middle, but the rightful heir to Thomas Edison, like Bill Gates calls this guy, well, you could just ask Bill Gates what he called the guy, okay? Because I can't remember at the moment, but it'll come back to me in like 2 seconds. Listen, it's hot out here. My mind is frying. No, but seriously, Bill Gates says he's probably one of the best guys he knows to predict the future of AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence. Not like, dumb intelligence, like in my brain here, but like artificial intelligence, like taking all those numbers and computing it like so fast all the time. That's what Truebit may be bringing. It might be bringing artificial intelligence in the truest of the forms. And so, if you don't know Ray Kurzweil, he's also the co-founder of Singularity University with my man Pete Diamandis. Peter Diamandis. He's you gotta check him out. But these guys are just inventors. They're creators. They're entrepreneurs. They are futurists, is in their middle name. And raspberry lemonade. You get both. You get the ginger ale, the raspberry, and the lemonade. This is not advice. I'm not advice. I don't know. This is just something I picked up. I wanted something cold. Anyways, so Singularity University, what is it? Well, I've been asking myself that for a while. I know I came across Singularity a long time ago, and what I found very interesting, it was like I'm looking up all this stuff and nobody's talking about it. Even, like the top, colleges, universities around the world. I'm not seeing anybody talk about what, but then I find Singularity, and Singularity was different because they were so like future minded. They were like so like into the future, and they were talking about like exponential technologies and how you can, bring together entrepreneurs to create companies to, impact billion plus people or more. I was like, wow. And, you go down the rabbit hole a little bit, you start learning about AI, blockchain, blah, 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 and the convergence, right, bringing together of all these technologies. It's like just a magical stone soup. And so if you don't really know, and you want to check out Ray Kurzweil or Singularity University or Peter Diamandis, highly recommend it. Also, if you kind of want to watch a documentary or film that was put out, on just Kurzweil's thinking about things, I think it's www.transcendentman.com. Gonna warn you, it's pretty cool, but it's pretty freaky deaky. So, where does Truebit play into this? Well, you see, according to Kurzweil, he's making predictions, and he's been making predictions for decades, and he's been somewhat pretty much spot on for the most part. But you see, he looks at exponential technology, so he sees what most people don't see, and if you're not an exponential thinker, you're going to miss it. So Kurzweil thinks that in the year 2029, we're going to have like human level, like consciousness, whatever consciousness even is. But we're going to have that in a computer. Now, how will we know? Well, Turing test, all that. You could look it up and debate that with your friends when you're having a can of nice Canada Dry ginger ale. Like, how do we truly ever know anything? Like, right? Oh, man. Yeah, those are conversations. Those are like, when you're like, bring a towel to the beach and you're just, you're just sitting there with a few other, you're just looking up, with your sunglasses on. Hopefully it's a cloudy day because you don't want that sun in your eyes. Yeah, you're just sitting there and you're like pondering the ponderings. But, so what we're looking at here, folks, is computation, because that's what Truebit's all about, right? Is computation. And so, as a computational layer, if you're going to have like all this AI, in the way that Kurzweil describes, you need to have, the ability to be able to do it. And we have Ethereum, and we're starting to see, probably the beginnings of what could be a truly decentralized kind of AI metamind global computer. But is that going to bring us, to the next level, across the finish line? And so, Kurzweil, if you know about exponential thinking, and how exponentials work, they literally, exponentials, in my mind, are the most interesting, cool function. If you're into math, even if you're not into math, it's just like, it's just when something like starts out, you don't even notice it, and the people that do notice it, they're like going crazy, this is gonna be great, it's gonna be awesome, and you're like, yeah, right, it ain't doing nothing, it's like staying put, like, what, you're crazy, man, you're whacked out. And then all of a sudden, it goes like that. And they're like, yeah, see? And they're like, what are you talking about? And then give it a little bit more time, and boom! It's like a hockey stick. Boom. Explosion to the moon. And those are exponentials. So, I think that, let's get back to Truebit, because if you don't know, now you know. Well, when we're talking about blockchain, Bitcoin, early money, you guys have probably heard of PayPal. A bunch of the PayPal founders went on to do other things. Some did blockchain stuff or backed them. But of the early Ethereum guys, this is where Truebit gets interesting. You see, Truebit is brainchild Dr. Jason Twitch and Christian Reitweisner. mean, think about it. If you were like, you know, you like invented, like, I don't know. Let me just have another sip while I think of another analogy or something. All right, I don't have an analogy, but that sip was pretty good. Nice and cool and crisp. So I'll take another. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you've invented something that's so profound and so just next level, you know, my thinking is you probably understood what you were doing because you did it, right? I mean, like, you made it happen. So the fact that these two guys that I just mentioned have been kind of silently working, you know, behind the scenes, you know, for several years here on this Truebit protocol, you know, okay, Reza, I got to see what this is about, right? So when I started looking into it, I mean, you go down this rabbit hole and you're like, okay, wow. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm still trying to figure it out. But if the hunches are in the punches, then this could be one of those rides. You see, right now we've been sitting here for even over a year, I think, since this little Truebit protocol, which is only through Uniswap, maybe a couple other smaller exchanges, but not on anything big. You know, can't get it really nowhere. It's flying under the radar, and you know, if this thing truly is what it might be, this might be that exponential boom. And I really do think that it could have that significance, like etched in stone, like people talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin today. You know, I think that when you have fundamental, like, you know, like just, how do I put it? Foundational, right? When you have a foundation, you can build things on top of them. You can destroy the things on top of them and build new ones. You can blah, blah, blah. But the foundation, if that foundation is solid, you got something there. And Truebit seems like it's laying the foundation for this Kurzweil dream. This AI around the world. So, I don't know, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Because you're on the Truebit Talk Show. I don't know, yeah, having fun, you know. I got some music in the background. Sing it. Let it know. You see, the way things of these natures usually pan out is, you know, most people will not know about them or find out about them until much later. But the true gains are made by the early peoples, and we're still early. I've been saying it for a year, but you know what? We're still here, and the market's still saying that we are, so we are, and we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, that's the end of the Truebit Talk Show. I gotta go. Peace.